All right. Good morning and welcome back, Harmonic Trading Club community. It's been a rough going for me, um, battling just a suite of attacks on my immune system. So it's been hard to keep the consistency to bring the community what I envision, what I'm trying to bring them. So I explained when I started the HTC Live mornings that one of the things we were going to do is we were going to start breaking the industry down by sectors, okay? And that's what's really going to show the rotation. That's really going to show the movement by sector, okay? Not necessarily dealing with the entire markets like your big SPX, SPY, uh, Nasdaq, not the big overall indices, but the sectors where the investors and hedge funds invest into, and inside of those funds, they're investing in those stocks. So what I've been trying to illustrate, or I will illustrate, it's just going to take us a while to get there to see the big picture, is that you can look at the sector, and then inside of looking at the sector, in this case XLK, we can look at the little stocks inside and see how they coincide with each other in terms of how they're rotating. Okay, and then it'll, like I said, start to paint a different picture for you. So if you make it onto this one, sorry, there was a very late notification. I almost wasn't able to make it. I've spent the last couple of days in bed, so we're kind of off schedule a little bit, but we're still here, still working, still committed. We'll get the thing on track. Wait until you see us start breaking down these other sectors and watch how much of a benefit it's going to be to the investors. Remember, the disclaimer that I talk about all the time. I just do want to go ahead and show that one more time, okay? Educational content only. This video is for educational, informational purposes only. It does not contain financial investment or trading advice. There are no trade signals here. I simply break down what the market is doing structurally and technically. Um, Trade at your own risk and consult a licensed professional um, when needed. Okay, so housekeeping out the way. All right, I think we can get started. So remember, we're starting at looking at the entire tech sector. All right, XLK. Now, it was slow to move, okay? So the stocks, some of the stocks inside of it are moving faster than the sector. So if you're looking at, I'm looking at the 4 hour chart, we're looking at it was consolidating, but there you see, okay, the investor conviction to push that up, okay? So the sector moving from 143 up as high as 147, so maybe a 4 to 5 point move, okay? I did talk about what happened inside of XLK on our first video, which there was expected distribution once this advanced cipher pattern field. We're going to have some fun on this video. You want to stick around. You probably learn a lot. This is going to really help you keen. This is really going to be really insightful if you can just get through this. Comes up out of that, correction, consolidates a little bit. So this is where the news gets it wrong. This is where mainstream media will get it wrong and try to tell you what's happening. But if you notice, they never tell you that it's stable or that it's just consolidating. It's always how much it lost. They will talk about maybe it's up, it's up, it's up, but not really keying in on exactly what's happening. Okay, so basically, coming around to yesterday. This is yesterday's candle, the 14th. This is today's candle, the 15th. Opened up with a gap. That's when we talk about accumulation and things like that. That's what took place there. That's the investor confidence. The problem is that doesn't take this ceiling off. Okay, so no matter how excited we might be able to get behind the recent move and the gap, it doesn't mean that this ceiling is coming off. It doesn't mean that the very strong trend, is still going to stay intact. Okay, got to get out of that first. Okay, so I wanted to just set the stage with that. Now I want to move over to the asset, the stock that moved first. It's not even the biggest. NVIDIA is the biggest, but AMD actually has the biggest move. So I'm looking at the day chart for AMD. and a lot of people probably weren't aware, AMD is one of the bigger stocks inside of XLK for tech. And look at what it has been doing. Okay. Couple of things. Structurally sound, as you guys heard me talking about, and harmonically sound. Miss Herbs, it looks like. Thank you for the compliment. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Hope that the information is valuable to you. Looking at something like this, you can learn a lot, especially if you go through the Harmonic Trading Academy and you learn these advanced patterns. That's in Module 6. It can do a lot to change the way that you view and trade the market. Anybody who understands that how to trade advanced patterns and advanced pattern recognition, something like this can really be life changing. Okay. It's not only the identification of them, but it's like being able to manage them too, because you see what they're capable of. Overall, blue winner at target now. If they didn't enter on blue, the yellow. So this was Gartley, bat, winner, complete winner. Comes back, cipher, complete winner. The good thing about it is this is happening inside of XLK. This is happening inside of XLK. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Nobody's going to tell you what's happening. They're going to have you guessing and jumping around. What we do here is we try to clear that away. We want to clear that fluff. We don't like to have people confused. I will say this about what's happening with AMD, even though that's a tremendous move. 200 even to 238 and a half. 38-point move. Okay. Now that could now let me be fair with it, because I am doing a technical breakdown of this thing, so I need to be a little bit fair with this. We are now inside of another consolidated area, okay, which means there could be more sidewards movement, there could be more patterns deriving and things of that sort. I actually see the next one forming actually right in front of us. What was that? 57 here. So the next one is actually here already. You got to understand, I have a trained reticular, so if there's an advanced pattern that is even going to be possible, I'm going to see it. That'd be a bearish bat pattern. If price action gets up there, probably will. It's only 56. If it already moved $38, why can't it move another 20, right? It moved $20 from 200 to 210 in one day. In 2 days, it did 200 to 223. So it did $23 in just 2 days this week. Okay, so, but I'm not going to be too concerned about that. That's a little bit of a reach, but I'm going to pick that up. Okay, so that's tremendous. But you see, I want to just do one more thing. Okay, and I don't want to get too old school with it, but like these gaps. Okay, so there's a few different things I could talk about here. Okay, one is 3 white soldiers. Soldier 1, soldier 2, soldier number 3. Clear after that and go. Okay, we teach this inside the academy. 3 white soldiers, the 3 white soldiers pattern. You're not going to really hear that too much, but that actually occurs. So look how much stuff you have taking place. Okay, you got, I could stay here just on AMD all day with all the stuff. You see, it's nothing but harmonics here. Beautiful stuff with bearish engulfing candle, doji, trigger and entry. Okay, classic 3-bar reversal that set this whole thing up. So this was triggered by a Gartley pattern plus 3-bar combination, 3-bar reversal combination. This was not to be stopped. The fact that price came down and tested, that's okay, because once the 3-bar was confirmed at 215, there was really no turning back. Once price comes back, distribution retest, that's expected. And he eventually got off to the races. See, there's a lot of stuff I could do just with AMD. Okay, there's one more thing I do want to do with it. I actually don't want to, but want to do it anyway. Is you see how I have this shelf marked off here at the bottom, that little area of structure? Running an extension off that, okay, allows us to go back into trend continuation mode, okay, and actually make a technical projection if we want to at around 380. Now, it sounds like 380 is a lot, but it's about $150 away. we just saw this thing move close to $50, right? 200 to 239, $40. So in the next several weeks, that is possible because remember, let me just come back a little bit more. You're dealing with this trend. You're dealing with the higher high, higher close principle. Okay, let me just show you what we're talking about. Okay, higher high, higher close, H3C, higher high, higher close, and achieves it again, higher high, higher close. Okay, higher highs. Look, higher lows. Okay, we'll go ahead and do the full breakdown here. I didn't think we were going to do this, but we'll go ahead and kind of show off a little bit so that people can really understand. The thing is I want you to view the market as the market is moving. I want you to understand when is, and this now you're looking at it like, damn, that's right, higher high, higher close. So this third one here, right? High, higher high, higher close, higher higher close, new structure highs, right? Outside return correction into a very, very confluent from this low to this high, 38%. They're overlapping. You can't see the 38% in there. I'm trying to zoom in closer to it. The 38% and the 618 retracement. 618 retracement of the low structure have lined off to the top. That's 618. And the 38% is from this low to this high, confluent, racial confluence overlap, and tells you that that's where the market wanted to go, and you're seeing the reaction off of that. This is why I'm making the projection that I'm making, because you are in trend continuation. The break and close beyond previous structure with a correction back to the previous structure equals trend continuation. Okay? So, told you, I could stay on AMD for 2 hours if I wanted to, but hopefully you kind of get the gist now. And of course, it danced around, gave a lot of great opportunities, and now it looks like there's enough conviction for it to get on the move and stay on the move. Okay. Moving on to the biggest of them all. Okay, slightly disappointed. It's not as exciting as AMD, okay, because AMD had all harmonic winners kind of while it was being harmonically sound. NVIDIA is a little bit different. Harmonically sound, but he stopped and stagnated. Okay, he stopped and started going sideways. That's why I haven't boxed off. But then you do see yesterday that is when the decision was made that it's time to go. Gap up out of that, and now looking to try to get up out of that zone, but there's just nothing there yet to really tell me. I could probably treat it like a double top, break and close, maybe a slight little correction, and then you could still look at trend continuation, but it's not giving us as much information as AMD is. AMD just gave us very clear, like going back to look at the trend, the AMD's picture was just so much cleaner and so much easier to work with. Okay, so really not too much to say about NVIDIA because they really need to, they need more conviction behind NVIDIA. Okay, so they're showing up. Okay, the investors, the big money, the institutional money, it's rotating out of there, okay? But just still gotta get, gotta get up out of that 193. Sitting at where we at? 187, $5 more. Quite possible. If I were to bring up the average true range or the average daily range, we'll probably see that it's probably like average daily. It's probably this thing probably moves $3 to $4 on average for NVDA. Even the biggest dog, you want to see $10 out of it, 9 or 10. But you see, the thing about it is you are actually seeing 9 or 10 average true range out of NVIDIA. I'm sorry, out of AMD. So that's NVIDIA. Still needs a little bit more conviction. We really need something else to happen before we could really get back into making projections and things of that sort. All right. Broadcom, AVGO. So I'm going to back us up first so we can get a better picture of the macro. Okay, so of course, right, decisions need to be made. Okay, listen, the thing is to not be like whipsawed and panicked. Okay, so look at this thing trending. Okay, coming down highs. Okay, so this is structurally sound. There's really nothing wrong with it, even out on something as large as a week. Okay, now is it struggling to create new highs? Yes, it is. or close above, creating higher high, higher closes or new structural highs? Yes, it is. But is it also going the other way and violating and taking out lows, creating new structural lows and lower low, lower closes? No. That's what I mean by structurally sound. Even if it's just hanging tight in here and it's not really showing like a complete line of least resistance in the form of distribution, then you're okay. You don't really have a move that you can make one way or the other unless you're just a long time holder and you're just like okay with whatever's happening. Yeah, but other than that, there's really nothing you can do with it. I'm gonna come in a little bit closer and see if we can make some harmonic sense of this. But we know where it is. We see it. We got it. We got the market boxed out. We just have to see what can we make of it. Okay, so let's come in. Let's go back to the 4 hour now. Come off the week into the 4 hour, and let's take a look and see if anything makes sense to us on the 4 hour. Is there a pattern here? You know, if you guys know if there's something there, I'm gonna catch it. Okay, not really. There's been a lot of attempts at moves, right? You see, a 3 bar right here. This is for the traders who would have had like little small options and stuff. You do have 3 bar reversal right here. Okay, large bearish engulfing candle. You want to see that exhaustion, doji, trigger an entry, and then this would have been, pretty good. Okay, I would say this distribution that happened after that winning 3 bar reversal is expected. Okay, so you got small set of expected distribution, comes back up, and now he's doing it again. He's done it. He keeps doing it, to be honest with you. Bearish engulfing candle, doji, trigger an entry beyond the doji, and then you get like a little small rally. Okay, a little small one, not a big one though. Okay, but notice inside of that rally right there, let's come a little bit closer for the people on cell phones. Inside of that rally, all that is double top retest. That's all that is, just retest and then reject it. Now you get it one more time. No, 1, 2, 3. Okay, same thing. We'll just let, like I said, I tell you guys all the time, the candles will tell you the story. Okay, large bearish engulfing candle, doji, upper and lower shadow, body. We wish the body was a lot smaller. Still a doji though. Gap, trigger and entry, confirmation, closing, above it right here. All right. But you still, the problem is that ceiling right there. That whatever is going on at the $359 range, somebody's just not okay with that, pulling that out of there. Okay. So even if we were to like try to say, okay, how do we even get close to getting up out of here? We would start up here at the high to the low. We run a Fibonacci retracement from high to low, and we'll say, okay, what number makes sense? 379. It's in play, but the market is not showing you that it can really get there. Okay, so the 379 is in play, but we don't know if this small little 3 bar is going to get it there. I mean, hell, this big one couldn't get it there. It got it on the move, but excuse me, but not quite. So at least now we know it's up there in that range on the big macro weekly. It's up there in that range and it really can't get out of it. And now you see when you come in closer, you see why. Okay. So that's Broadcom. Last one of the day, we're going to have some fun with this one. It's going to be Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft, very, very interesting. I'm going to be jumping in and out. Remember, structurally sound, harmonically sound. Obviously, it's harmonically sound if I got 3 harmonic patterns in front of you. Starting off, winning. This is back though. This is mid-December. Winning Gartley pattern. Okay, of course that's going to hit the top, peak out. Okay, expected distribution so that the news is not whipping you around and telling you something's crazy happening. You got that distribution here. After that, people are going to pull out after something amazing like that. Okay, comes down right into here. So I'm going to come in closer. Okay, I'm going to come in 1 hour. I might have to come even a little bit closer to explain. So let me go 15 minutes just to show you what happened inside of there, right? You're like, oh, well, does the market do this on all time frames? Yeah, I'm down on the 15-minute showing you the same thing. And I'll show you how powerful it was on the 15-minute right here, okay? So when he was done with that distribution I was talking about after the big winning Gartley, he came and did another one. He came in, actually, yeah, he came and did another one, and you see how it reacted. Super, super powerful. Super, super winner. Because we're talking about what happened, and then we'll come back and we'll tie it all together, okay? So once that's over, right? Rinse and repeat the story. Once that's over, you're going to get distribution, which happened. Now, I'm going to go back to where we were so we can tie it all together and talk about where we are with it. Okay, so we come back to the 4 hour. And then what I'll do is I'll take him. I'm going to get rid of him since he's kind of old and expired. I'm even going to get rid of our little green guy in there. I'm going to get rid of this, and we'll talk about the last guy here. And this will set the story up for the rest of the video. Okay. So, like, what? Yeah. So if you don't believe that the market moves harmonically at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Whether you like it, hate it, understand it or not, this is what the market does. You just really need to understand the ratios, and you really need to understand when they come, how to trade them. All right. So nothing else in the chat. So a strange one, rare to some, not rare to me though. Bullish butterfly pattern comes down, fills in the form of a 3-bar reversal. So now they're showing up. The institutions are showing up for this butterfly pattern that most of the world doesn't even know is here. I could have just made a video just on this. I could have just put this in the hidden setup series. But engulfing candle, doji to come down here and fill it and trigger an entry. Now, he hasn't confirmed it yet, okay? That's the thing about it. I almost jumped the gun, okay? The candle for the next 4 hours, which does make up basically today's candle, okay? The candle right here for today needs to close beyond the doji for that to stay lit, to stay alive. And then, if that's the case, it's 2 ways to go about it to make a projection. And that would be from the A point of the advanced pattern to the D completion point. And it'd be the 618 retracement right here, which happens to line right back up with some market structure in which it started stagnating. Okay. You could expect something like that. Not expect, but this is what what the projection would look like. I don't make predictions, okay? I don't make predictions. I don't give advice, okay? I don't give price targets and things like that. But technically, that's what you would expect once this 3-bar reversal was confirmed, and that would be 2.5 hours from now. So it's 8 o'clock, 10:30. Pacific Standard Time, that candle will be closed. And if it closes above that doji, this should set off the rest of the trade, the correction upward to go back up to that 618 retracement from the A to D leg. So just wanted to come in, and I knew that this one was going to have a whole lot of harmonic fun in it. Try to get us back on track. Try to keep going so that we'll probably come back around, break down some more of these, and then we'll start hitting up the rest of the sectors. Remember, there's about 6 or 7 of the sectors in which everything is really, really bundled into, okay? And XLK is the tech sector. There's one for finance. There's one for agriculture. There's one for the gas and the oil. There's a bunch of them. They're all, and to be honest with you, I wasn't even looking at the sectors. And now that I am, everything just really makes so much more sense, as you saw when I jump in and compare it to how is the sector moving. That's going to tell me what's really happening. And when you start breaking it down by the individual stocks, everything just makes a whole lot more sense. Remember, what we're here to do, okay, in these series and these lives, what we're here to do is take out all the fluff and all the craziness and simplify. Okay. And again, the other thing that we like to do is we want to kind of set our own narrative. This ain't our narrative, but we want to set the market narrative correctly. We want the viewers, or at least my viewers, to know where we are. So if we can stay on track and be consistent, we will always know where we are. Imagine a point in time where we know where we are across each sector. Each one. We know where we are with each stock. And then that way, as long as we stay consistent, we'll always have a handle on the market. We'll always know when the next setup is coming. We'll always know what's valid, what's invalid. We'll always know when a certain level got violated. Okay? So, That being said, maybe next time we will start bringing in some more stuff instead of just focusing in on the structure and the harmonics. People want to see other things like volume and stuff like that. If you notice, I didn't really talk about RSI, things like that in this video. If you notice, this one here is oversold with bullish divergence, which is on the move. So many other things I could show you, some order block flow, things of that sort. But really, we kind of just like, again, we want to get the people, we just want to make sure that everybody is like reading the same thing the same way across the entire market, so that we're not allowing this industry to whipsaw us all over the place. And this is happening and the sky is falling and this is going crazy. Really, that might not be the case. It might be a standard average true range move on any asset. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. If you want to learn more about any of the techniques that you saw me using, harmonic patterns, advanced pattern recognition, structure analysis, this Fibonacci stuff, all that A to B is equal to CD stuff, 3-bar stuff, all of that stuff can be found inside of the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist in one of the modules. If you're new to trading, that is a free entire academy with about 45 to 46 classes in it. And if you are new to trading, I suggest that you start at module 1. Do not try to jump right in and go understand advanced pattern recognition without fully understanding how Fibonacci and market structure works. Okay, so I should ask that you guys hit the like button as soon as we came on. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like so the algorithm can do its thing and let people know that another fantastic video has been sent out. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I don't know why you wouldn't be subscribed to a channel like this, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when the most amazing harmonic videos in the market are coming out. That being said, you guys take care of yourself. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your subscription. Guys, take care of yourself in the market, and I will see you on the next video.